Welcome, everybody, to our coverage of the 2021 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships here in Orlando, Florida, powered by Dynamic Discs and Latitude 64. You are watching MA1 Lead Card, Round 6, Back 9 coverage, brought to you by us here at B-Dub Pro. Today's commentary will be provided by myself, Cameron Makiling, and my buddy Anthony Rising after Grant Zellner had to get on a plane and we had some technical difficulties. We were not able to re-record before he flew off, but luckily Anthony is here in Florida and able to help us out. Taking a look at the scorecard, you can see Evan Scott as the leader still through 9 holes, and we're going to rejoin them here in the back 9. And here we are at hole 10. Like I said before, joining me today is Anthony Rising, who did the drone flyovers here. Hole 10, a 303-foot par 3. The driveway on the right is going to be out of bounds on or over it, and you do have to make a Mando off the tee pad there. Other than that, you want to work your way back to the right and get to the first of these 2 baskets that you can see.
Yeah, I'm probably throwing a flippy mid, but I'm sure we're going to see some forehands here.
Yeah, if you can press the forehand long enough, you can definitely get into the circle from the tee pad here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've heard Aidan a few times over the course of this Am World say he doesn't have the best backhand, or forehand, I mean. And sure enough, he parks that one.
Yeah, proving to us that he is wrong about his own self-judgment there with a sweet forehand. Evan finding an early tree, but manages to stay in the fairway and not fly out of bounds.
Michael, the sneakiest tall person in the world, throwing a forehand.
Also able to stay in bounds, but kick was a little scary there for a second.
I feel like initially you just want to make this Mando, and then after that, just work with what you got. Ugh, that's not the greatest shot by Robert.
Robert able to get up there.
Yeah, that's his go-to shot right there. That straddle out, ultimate frisbee style forehand.
Good up there from Evan. Gonna get him an easy par luck.
This is one of those holes that you want to get the birdie, but when you don't, you're not too upset about it.
Right. But that is a great birdie from Aidan. That's got to feel pretty good. After hitting bird on 9, he's got a couple birdies in a row here. Maybe he can pick up some momentum here before we finish our 6th round. Robert Burridge for par.
He seems to always make those.
Yeah, very confident when they tap in.
For me, that's a tester.
Same, yeah.
So
I will hit chains and spit back out about 50% of the time on those. Pars for the rest of the card. Aidan carding a solo birdie, and we're off to hole 11, a 506-foot par 4. This one is long, and you have to get very far to the right off the tee pad. If your first shot, you're kind of aiming to the right of this palm tree here, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And you're going to turn this corner and then head into the woods after that. And the basket is a little out in the open as far as it can be in the woods here. So no guardian trees.
As a local, ideally I like to go mid-range putter. That's when you're in the sweet spot.
Aidan throwing a mid-range, getting some good turn off it. He'll put himself in a good landing zone with a look around the corner.
And there's that trusty buzz. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a great spot. This hole's really about placement. Can't really get it all the way to the pin. Not really a chance for an eagle on this par 4.
Yeah, a lot of these Florida courses, the par 4s are about placement. There's not many holes where, hey, let's just bomb it and try to get an eagle. It's about, can you hit the line? Do you have the game plan? And then if you do, you get an easy birdie.
A little high there from Robert, but it's able to push through and put him in a good spot to score.
Aidan with another forehand.
Another good forehand He's going to skip all the way up there and put himself just at the edge of the circle.
I love courses where you get ground play because it helps me get a little more distance.
Oh, and that was very sawed off.
I'm not sure what he was trying to do there because the angle of the forehand there is almost impossible. I was thinking maybe patent pending straddle putter around the corner.
Robert finding a tree. Yeah, that's a tough line from how far to the right of the fairway Michael was. Evan with a smooth putter throw there, turning it over just a little bit and putting it down inside circle.
I think that's the 2020 Tour Series Luna that he throws. A little flippier style Luna, and he just throws it so well.
Nice clean approach there from Michael to get him inside tap-in range. Oh, Robert leaves it very far to the right of the basket. Evan in for 3, and he's going to stretch that lead to 3 strokes with 7 holes left to play before the semifinal.
Aidan has this old beat-up AVR.
Ooh, just a little bit weak side.
Cleans up that 4 nicely.
Michael going to tap in his bogey here.
Do you know how old Michael is?
I'm not sure. I did not get a chance to ask. I know he is.
I feel like he's a teenager, right?
Yeah. I mean, Robert is the oldest on the card at 20 years old.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
everyone else is under 20. I think Aidan and Evan are both 16, and I imagine Michael to be somewhere in between there. Hole 12, a 342-foot par 3. This one, you want to throw it over this closer tee pad right in front of us, and just kind of get yourself up here in the open. This basket is a little bit to the right, but there's plenty of space to work with. And as long as you're down in here, you're going to have a look for a birdie.
Yeah, worst case scenario is you really mess up and you go in the RV park on the right, but these guys are good. I don't think any of them are going to do that.
Yeah, Evan showing a lot of control there. Throwing a driver and getting it all the way up, edge of the circle, left side.
It's really not that easy.
He
just made that look so easy. With a driver to control it, 342.
And with another great forehand.
Yeah, he's the worst forehand player I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
Terrible.
That awful forehand put him just outside circle's edge with a long putt. But Aidan's been feeling confident with those long putts. One he can definitely make. Robert with a late tree hit.
I got to think he was trying to get it lower than that.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has the power to just snap it down there, 350 like it's nothing.
Michael throwing a super beat up disc here. Gets the perfect amount of turn. He's going to have circle's edge putt.
That was
Here's
such
two.
Clean form Michael just had. It looked like he really concentrated on pulling through on that specific line.
Yeah,
No
very
extra
smooth.
movement.
All these players have very long levers. Oop, I was a little preemptive on the graphic here, but we're going to watch that again anyways on this slow-mo replay. Very clean birdie putt from Aidan Scott. Heating up here.
I think he's pointing over in the distance that he saw some lightning or something.
Yep, he did. And I don't know if the microphones picked it up, but there was thunder happening all right around the time these players are starting to putt out here. You can hear it just a little bit in the background here. Saw you looking up at it.
Yeah, that's your boy in the background behind Evan.
Oh, tough miss. Bogey there for Robert.
Yeah, he's not having such a hot start on this back nine. I'm sure he's +1 on the back nine. He's probably thinking he'd like to be at least -2, so that's a huge swing.
Evan extending his lead to 4 strokes. It was right here where we got the buzzer or the horn that there was going to be a lightning delay. You heard the thunder. We were not able to catch any of the lightning on camera due to the nature of, well, lightning. And we sat tight for about 90 minutes until it got long enough between lightning strikes, or we went long enough without a lightning strike, I should say. And players got back into it here on hole 13. About 90 minutes later, 317-foot par 3. This hole is one of the easier ones, in my opinion, on the course. Very similar to the last one, without the RV park in as much of play on the right-hand side.
I think it's very easy to par, but not so easy to birdie because the gradual uphill, and then you kind of, do I go left? Do I go right? You kind of, even the players on the pad were deciding what they wanted to do.
Well, luckily they had an hour and a half to think about it.
Yeah.
You can see Aidan laying a towel down. It is a little damp out there after the lightning delay, but the ground here in Florida is very absorbent. It did not stay wet for very long.
At least on this course.
Yeah, get through there.
A little far to the right. Evan hanging out to the left further, giving himself more time to work. Skips up there, puts himself inside circle. For
So good. 16 years old.
Yeah, that kid is crazy. All of these kids are really, really,
You know
really
what I was doing
talented
at 16?
players. Not this.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Yeah, at 16 I was playing hockey, but I was not as good at hockey as these kids are at disc golf, that's for sure.
Michael with a solid shot.
Great.
See, that's the forehand.
Skip in.
I feel like, oh,
My.
Ace run.
That's
A little bit in front of the basket.
What was that,
I feel like if you do that on the last hole,
Right.
it would have been parked.
Yeah.
That forehand right there.
He was able to make the correction, luckily. And get himself a really sweet birdie look here. Aidan inside the circle. And an awesome birdie from Michael to put himself on the board in the back nine. We're going to watch that again in slow motion. He hits it outside circle's edge.
Stepper.
Skips it off the basket, hits the top band, and then comes down. That was sweet.
He hit all three aspects of that basket.
Clean bird. Here's Evan 4-2. Textbook.
That describes the whole week of filming him. Like, what did he do? Oh, he just birdied it?
Yep.
I guess. Like,
Yeah, Robert with another birdie. Not looking to let Evan gain a stroke on him, or another stroke on him, I should say. Aidan Scott with a solo par here.
I think Robert benefited the most of that break. He was reeling a little bit, and then now he had some time, and he's coming out with some fire.
Yeah, maybe he was able to catch his breath and recompose himself there. We are now on to hole 14, 350-foot par 3. The walking path here on the right is out of bounds, and it does come into play here on this hole as the basket kind of sets itself up on the hillside. The road is actually inside the circle down here, so you do have to worry about skipping long or rolling down out of bounds.
Yeah, see, I like Evan's play here because a lot of people think, oh, I need to throw something understable to get it to go right, but you can't catch it on camera, but there's a gradual decline towards the water where your disc just keeps going towards that water. He made sure that he's going to fall back left and just give himself a chance to make the birdie putt.
Some early tree kicks there from Michael. And an early tree for Robert as well.
He doesn't believe it.
Yeah, he is. That is not what he meant to do, and he is not happy with that outcome there. That is a clean drive there from Aidan, as long as it can get around.
See, he looks like he was forcing something overstable over, knowing worst case scenario, hey, I'm going to go left, get this par, get out of here.
Yeah, trying to avoid that out of bounds at all costs.
I mean, look how easy he just made that look.
So smooth with those forehands, those step out flick throws. Almost like he's passing it to a teammate down there.
Yeah. I want to say that's a Rhino he throws those flicks with.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
And it's a beat up Rhino.
I did hear him mention his Rhino. I did specifically hear Michael tell somebody else to hide the Rhino. Great birdie putt from Aidan Scott from outside the circle, probably about 40, I'd say 45 feet away or so. We're going to check that out again on the slow-mo.
I think that's what I'm going to remember Aidan the most for. I feel like every round he had 3 of these putts that we filmed him on.
And he never, ever steps up. He stands still.
He spins that old
ground.
AVR,
Yep.
and he's just so comfortable with it.
Oh, no. Evan off the top of the cage and out of bounds. He's going to be coming uphill from out of bounds for 4. Robert with a par, already guaranteeing 1 stroke.
Wow.
And we're going to make that 2 as Robert closes that gap up just a little bit there.
Robert's thinking, dang, Evan's going to get another stroke on me here. And then he ends up gaining 2 strokes.
Michael with a bogey and Evan with a double. And we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Disc golf was a sport that nobody knew about when I first started playing. I had to explain it to my parents, my family.
When I first started, I grew up in Ohio playing disc golf and just playing locally.
It was, not as big of a deal. There was never a gallery. There was never video coverage. I've been touring for the last decade and seeing this early point in development now to this crazy growth.
Parents can want their kids to play disc golf because there's a future there, there's money, there's professionalism.
I just imagine it just getting bigger and better, and I'm excited to be part of it.
And we are back from commercial at hole 15, a 375-foot par 3. The path on the right is OB yet again, and this time the basket is stretched out a little bit further away from the path. It's going to be a little bit to the left, almost straight ahead of the basket with this nice big V tree here blocking your path.
Yeah, what I do, and these guys are a lot better than me, is I throw something neutral at that V tree as hard as I can and pray that I miss it left or right, and then that's it.
Yeah, these guys gone with a similar play, maybe aiming for the gap a little more strategically, but I think that V tree is the marker that these guys are all trying to hit out there. If you can get to that, you've got to look at a birdie putt. Robert getting right around it, putting himself on the ground.
Yeah, that was looking good until that Spanish moss got him.
Michael Messersmith, smooth drive. Gonna park it 6 feet from the basket.
I think he just has this raw talent to where, like, when he puts it all together, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he just needs to, iron out some of the kinks in his game, and I don't think this is the first time we'll be seeing him on a lead card here at Amateur Worlds in his career.
Yeah.
Excellent big birdie from Robert Burridge.
And just like that, this man was down 4 or 5 strokes 3 holes ago.
Cutting that lead to just 1. And if Evan doesn't make his par putt, tying things up here on hole 15. Great birdie from Michael after a fantastic drive. Evan here with his comebacker. Needs to save par to stay ahead. Clean save. And
I mean, that's a big putt.
That is a big putt, yeah. High pressure, not very long, but circle's edge and very high pressure. And we're going to move over to hole 16. This is the only water carry on this side of the course, on T2. 345-foot par 3. About the first 220 feet or so are over this water. And then you want to get down, almost crashing into those trees, and earn yourself a look here at the basket. There also is OB. The OB is brought in pretty far.
Yep.
It's a little swampy over there. Probably home to a couple gators.
Turtles, gators, fish.
Robert swinging it over the water. And
So you're
cleanly
playing out low
parks it.
hyzer.
Perfect.
Usually there's.
See, I thought he was going to go higher than that, but he just lasered it.
Michael going with a higher play there.
This is the
Crash it
line
in.
I normally see.
A little unfavorable with the trees, but still edge of the circle putt for his birdie.
Oh, so you try to hit that upper gap, do you?
That's what I was kind of aiming for.
Oh.
Safe.
Great drive. Aidan able to crash in there and get himself an easy birdie look.
I think Aiden's was almost an ace. Like, I think that was going
It
in.
was close. Oh, and that hits a root, and the spotter is going to call it out of bounds.
See, that's the type of crap that happens when things just aren't going your way, and then all of a sudden, one thing after another, you're like, what are you doing to me?
Yeah.
I'm throwing the shots. What do you want? What else do you want me to do? Disc
Right.
golf gods.
Evan from the drop zone going to put himself in tap-in range for his bogey.
Oh,
Clean birdie from Aidan. A little scary there on the roll around, but Michael in for his par. Evan in for a 4. And this birdie here from Robert Burridge is going to swing things in his direction
Crazy.
and give him a 1-stroke lead over Evan heading into hole 17. A 475-foot par 4. The first throw, you're really just trying to get through this first initial gap here and find a spot in this dirt here and give yourself an upshot to the basket and get you in and out for an easy 3.
you know, I really tried to fly the drones the way that they should play the hole in my head. So again, what do you know? A par 4 where placement is key.
Yep, very key. It's a little further away, so you do have the opportunity to throw some drivers or get something up there. But you see these guys just trying to land right about where Robert is and hope that they have a good angle through the trees to the basket.
Hit that small gap. Let's go.
Great skip.
Go, Aidan. Hit that skip, too. Nice shot, dude.
Doesn't wet ground make it skip more, not less?
I think wet grass doesn't skip as well because it'll just kind of slow your disc down.
Yeah.
But I think these leaves, I think
Yeah.
it skips more. On
I feel like that's helping here a little bit.
Slick, you know.
Yeah.
I know it's harder to walk on. I definitely slip. I slip more. So I imagine the disc slips more. Evan trying to go up and around. He gets caught up in the trees.
See, I've been there before, and again, I like the Annie backhand with a putter there. If you can come in low instead of having to come over the palm trees, you come in low, it slides up right near the basket.
Great bid from Aidan Scott, going to put himself under the basket for a tap in 3. Early tree out of the hand for Michael. Huge
Oh.
putt for Evan.
See, when you can putt like that,
Yep.
and you make a mistake on an upshot, it doesn't matter. And I feel like that's 16 years old,
Yep.
the poise, the composure, everything's going wrong for him in the last 3 or 4 holes. He steps up and makes, what, a 50-footer? I don't even know.
Yep. Confidently enough, too, to walk it in
Yeah.
from that far away. Hitting a tree. He knew it was in from the second it left his hand. Great birdie there for Michael. Robert looking to make it 3 birdies here in a row.
Robert's about to get 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, completing the turkey, and we've got 3 out of 4 birdies for a star frame.
Turkey, I see what you did there.
Yeah, and hold on. Yep, there it is. There's our star frame as Aidan Scott taps in his bird, and we are on to the last hole of round 6, 240-foot par 3. This is my favorite tee pad. I think it's very funny that you just have 3 lines telling you
The
how
triple-
far back you
triple
have to tee
tee.
off. Yep, and other than that, you want to get through this pretty tight fairway and find a spot here in birdie range.
I was joking with them that they should go with the roller. I mess around sometimes and throw a Justice overstable forehand roller,
Yeah.
and it works out better than a lot of the backhands. I mean, look how low the ceiling is.
Robert just going with that nice hard
Oh my
forehand.
God. Still up
And he
there.
slides it up into circle one.
Yeah, when you could throw a
Just
forehand
find
that
it.
fast, I don't think
Yeah.
the ceiling matters that much.
It does not. He was able to dial it in here in the back nine. Aidan with a nice forehand
yeah.
as well.
That'll give you a putt.
Yeah, that'll be okay over there. He'll have a just outside of the circle putt, I believe.
He's been making those all day too, so I don't think he's too worried about it.
Man,
Very smooth,
Yeah.
out of the hand.
And
Finds
there
all
it
the
goes.
gaps.
beautiful.
Yeah.
With it, even uses the backboard and puts him right at tap-in range. That was perfect.
Get through. Yeah.
And Scott manages to slide through and put himself at the edge of the circle for a big putt here. Robert Burridge, 4 birdies in a row, gonna finish at least 1 stroke ahead of Evan Scott as they head into the semifinals. Aidan Scott
Let's go.
with completing his turkey and also 6 birdies in the back nine to finish 7 under with the hot round of the day.
Look at me in the background. I'm like, let me go ahead and get this make on camera.
This will be 3 out of 4 birdies for the card.
Yes.
Skips it off the basket and puts it in there. And we need 1 more birdie to complete a star frame here on the last hole.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got
And it comes down to a tap in here again. And if well, it's a little more than a tap in. This is a tester for me. So if he can't make this 12-footer,
For all my local buddies, see, this hole can be parked with a backhand.
look at that, a star frame on the last hole. And that is the best possible way to end our round here at T2. Taking a look at the scorecards, Aidan Scott finishing 7 under with the best round. Robert Burridge and Evan Scott 6 under. Michael Messersmith 3 under. Robert Burridge able to take the lead there in the back little stretch. Was it 4 or 5 holes or so there where he was able to swing and pick
Yeah.
up momentum
Yeah.
and dethrone Evan Scott as they head into the semifinal round. You can check out the leaderboard. Going to stay the same on our lead card. However, Scott Watson able to move up in the last couple days from 81st place all the way to 5th place.
Making moves.
Yep, and he's going to be competing for a spot in the final 9 tomorrow in the semifinal
The
round.
only Florida guy, I think, Scott Watson.
Yep,
in
on that
top 5.
Yeah, in the top 8.
So my round today, overall, it ended up all right. I shot about what I want on this course. I ended up surpassing Evan in that stretch after the lightning delay, and that allowed me to take the lead. Right after his bad break on hole 14, I knew he wasn't going to be the most confident in that long putt, and so I had to make it if I wanted some strokes at that point.
Make sure to follow us at PDGA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and head over to pdga.com and sign up for an official PDGA membership if you are not already a member. And if you want to, you can head over to BDub Pro on Facebook and Instagram and our YouTube channel and hit like on any of our videos. And while you're there, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content. That's going to do it for the back 9 here, round 6. We will see you guys tomorrow with our final 9 coverage. Thanks for watching, everybody.